I tend to just not mention my long and pretty frequent disappearances, but it's been a long time. Um, I'm gonna just say I apologize, and I will leave it at that. Yay. Eeveelution Squad Last Chance. I have known about this comic since its conception, but I've never made a video on it or followed it really. Short and sweet, I have a pretty mixed opinion on it. ESLC is an alternative reality of Evolution Squad with subtle changes, whether it be its comedy, personalities, storyline, pretty much everything. And that those differences are pretty large. While I definitely enjoy the original ES storyline, I won't be the first to admit that it's not exactly consistent at all. Thus far, ESLC has turned out to live up to the hype. I'd say I obviously have my nitpicks, just as every person. And probably the largest change I've seen, which is also a bit of a nitpick, is the comedy. ES's comedy was more down to earth and subtle, better known as dry humor, a type of comedy I really enjoy, while ESLC is more blunt and puts itself out there. While I do definitely enjoy ES's comedy a lot more, I can look past the change and find ESLC a funny comic. And I was kind of all over the place in those last couple sentences, but there's kind of a reason for that. I wanted to get all the clutter out of the way because for all the good I've had to say, I have a lot of mixed things to say, which I guess could be seen as a more realistic survey. And I that's just kind of how I'm doing. I'm just gonna be blunt. I'm not gonna try and hide my opinion on it. I'm not gonna pretend to like it if I don't like it. Fundamentally, ESLC is not ES. They share a basic concept and even use the same characters, but the artists are in no way alike. The storytelling of ES had a more serious tone and deeper atmosphere to it, while ESLC, at the time of recording at least, has taken a far more laid back approach, just focused on other things. Next would be the art style. It bears no resemblance to ES, which is completely fine. But if you're looking for an art style that's similar to ES, then keep on looking. The characters. Oh, the characters. While they do share some common traits with their ES brethren, they are very, very different. In fact, I would argue that I hardly recognize a few of them, and I probably wouldn't had their names not been the same. I'm not exactly calling that a bad thing, more of just like probably the most major difference. Um, yeah, probably my biggest nitpick out of the whole comic uh, on the personalities is Pearl. Um, Pearl's Pearl's I don't like Pearl in ESLC. I She kind of like creeps me out in a really like she kind of just unnerves me. I don't know. It's just kind of it's out there. And that's actually kind of ironic considering Pearl is probably my third favorite character in ES. So I guess if you can look past all the clutter and the major differences and Pearl, I think you could like ESLC. I personally don't really think it's for me. I think the character changes were just kind of too drastic. I definitely can still see a lot of the same character in our characters. Like Leaf and Flare are still the same. Crystal's the same. Sylvia's the same. Black is somewhat the same. Lazuli, she's just kind of always angry instead. And well, I'm pretty sure she's German as well. I think. Um, no, Speed is very different. Actually, he's instead of being a more rash kind of character, he's a lot more level-headed in this, which is a very odd change, but I mean, I guess I could see why. Having a more competent, I guess, center character could be a good change. And I don't really have a lot to say for Sunshine. I never really have a lot to say for Sunshine, as there's not really a whole lot you can change without it, like, changing the character. So, yeah, like I said earlier, if you can look past everything, I'm sure you can find it to be a different comic. I just don't think it's for me. And yeah, with that, have yourself a good day, evening or night, wherever you find yourself in the world. Peace.